Hello and welcome to the second video demonstrating how you can file Extemp with the Maverick Extemp team in order to help them out for nationals. Now in the previous video I showed you how to download Evernote Clearly. Here we're going to teach you how to file. Now this video is a little bit longer, so strap yourselves in and be prepared to follow along. The first thing you need to do is get signed in for our Feedly account, which is connected to Gmail. So first of all, please go to gmail.com. And what you're going to need to do is sign in to the Maverick Extemp account. The username is Mavericks Extemp, all one word. And the password is now Extemp2win. That's capital E, X, T, E, M, P, the numeral 2, and then capital W, I, and N. And sign in. Now you will not need the Gmail account for anything else beyond this. We just needed it to connect to the Feedly account. So instead, open up a new tab and go to www.feedly.com. And all you have to do is click the login button up in the top right-hand corner. It'll take a second and log us in, but then it gets us into this beautiful news feed that's happening here, all right? Now, what you'll see on here is we have a categorizing system. For example, if we take a look at Brady, Brady has articles from the BBC News, The Guardian, ABC. These are all Brady's files. Now, what you as a team need to worry about are the team filing sources, okay? So there's all kinds of filing sources that we have here, but we're only expecting you to file from 2 per week. Minimum of 30 articles a week to help out the Extemp squad. So what you would want to do is, rather than clicking on team filing sources, because that would give you all of the articles, you want to click on whichever source you want to file from at that particular time. So for example, I put myself in the rotation, and I have assigned myself world news, commentary, and opinion from the week. So I click on that. And then we have this beautiful list right here. That's all the week articles, okay? So you don't have to worry about getting someone else's articles in the mix. Those are all yours. Or in this case, they're all mine. So how do you actually file these? Well, that's a good question, and it's one that's relatively straightforward to answer. So let's pick out some article that's going to be important. So for example, looking around down here, petroleum reserves with Russia. Russia is an incredibly important part of the world right now for a multitude of reasons. And of course, petroleum is always a giant question. So I think this would be a good article to potentially have in our files. So you click on it, but it may not open it up all the way. In which case, just click on the title again, and it'll open it up as its own page. Now, this is where Evernote Clearly kicks in. There's a lot on this page to take in, and that's a lot of file storage, or that's a lot of storage space that would be required to save this article as is. Clearly helps us out with that. Remember that little desktop icon up in the top right-hand corner of Google Chrome? Click on that. Left click. And what happens is it opens up. You can ignore that new little pop-up. It's just showing you what Clearly can do. And what it does is it narrows down the entire article. Okay? Just breaks it down to its base components, and it takes up much less space that way. Now, how do you actually file this pared down version? What you want to do, this elephant icon is for Evernote. All you have to do is left click it. It's going to ask you to sign in the first time that you do that. And the username and password is the exact same as it was for your Gmail. You're going to type in Mavericks Extemp, and then it's Extemp to win. Capital E, X, T, E, M, P, the numeral 2, and then capital W, I, N. Now, once it logs you in, it has automatically clipped into the Evernote system. You see, it shows you that it's clipped to the Maverick Extemp's notebook. That's what we file from now, or what we write our speeches from. And it's tagged with the name that you plugged into the Evernote Clearly system. Okay? Now, that's all you have to do. You do not have to tag the article. You do not have to organize the article. You do not have to do any of the things that were really legitimate struggles in the previous system. The other thing you don't have to do is worry about topic filing and credibility of sources. That's why we're using this new newsfeed system, because this way you all can simply file from sources we've already deemed credible, and all you have to do is worry about whether or not it could be an extemp question, or whether you think it's a really legitimate topic for the world. And in that case, if you're struggling with that, feel free to talk to myself, Maggie, or Brady. You can also talk to the rest of your teammates who are filing. Say, hey, I saw this, maybe I thought that it was going to be an extemp question. Have you all seen anything on this? Or what do you think about this particular article or topic? So, really, it's going to be up to you to think about what's world newsworthy, but you don't have to worry about a vast number of problems that were inherent to the previous system. Now, one thing that I do want to let you know is that there can be one small hitch with this Evernote system, and that is sometimes, if you look at this article, you will not see a date. The publication date did not make it into the clearly pared down article. However, that's a relatively easy thing to fix. So for all of your articles, please check to make sure that dates are present. If a date is not present, here's what you do. Click on this little back arrow to take you back to the original page. All right? Now, perhaps the reason why it wasn't put in is because there's no clear date right now for this particular article, because it was just published at 12:39 p.m. today. Therefore, today's date is March 11th. All right. So whether it's printed as a time because it was published during the current day, or if there's a date, just get that date and remember it. Okay. And then you'll reopen Clearly. It will remember that you've already filed that article. So click on the Evernote file again. And then click on Edit. The beautiful thing about Evernote is that it actually lets us make edits and notes and highlighting to our filed articles, okay? So once it opens up this nice little editing page, all you have to do is actually click in the text of the article. And then you just treat it like a Word document and type in the date. And what you'll find is that right up here, Evernote automatically saves the changes. So when you're done with that, you can just close out all of that, return to your world news and commentary, and move on to the next article. So for example, let's say you wanted to look at Ukraine's fraught relationship with Russia, a brief history. Click on the title. Note the date, March 8th, 2014, just in case it's not on the pared down file. Forgive me, my computer's running a little slowly for this. Here we go. Note that there is no date here again. You'll just file it, click Edit, and then add the date. Do you see how easy this new filing system is for us? And that's why we think that it could really be very helpful and beneficial to us if you all helped us with the filing. So there's a Word document that is now posted in the Maverick Forensics page, and I have handed it out to you as well. Please check for what your specific file assignment is, and please file on the assigned weeks. You will have to file twice before NFA. However, you do not have to file every week. I have you on alternating weeks, and I've tried to arrange it so that it shouldn't be too much pressure on the AFA people. It shouldn't be too close to AFA as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Otherwise, thank you again so much for being willing to help out with Maverick Extemp. We will really appreciate it come nationals. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, happy filing.